Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my May TBR, basically the books that I'm hoping to read in May. I feel like every TBR this year have been like, oh yeah, those are the books I didn't have time to read last month, so I'm hoping to read them this month. Still gonna be a little bit like that. I feel like I've been so busy. So like every month, I have to pick a big book in my mug and we read it together. If you want to, I will link down below my Goodreads page and the group, the reading book club. I'm so nervous. I just don't even know. Sometimes I like, oh, I would like to read that one, so I choose that one, but I don't know what I want to read this month. So okay, this is gonna be my first time putting back a book because it's Needful Thing by Stephen King, but I want to keep that one for the fall. So I'm gonna pick a second one. I'm allowed to do it once, so I guess I picked that one time. Dune, finally. Finally the time where I read Dune. I have been asked so many times when I was going to read this book. Did I read this book before? No, it's happening in May. We're doing this. I have that very pretty shiny edition. I'm a little nervous because it's not a small book. It has almost 700 pages. And it's not written really big, but I'm excited. This is a classic sci-fi. I feel like everyone knows what it is about. I do not. I don't want to know. I'm going into it pretty blind, but I know whenever people describe it, they do tend to mention that it's like the political system and everything that is interesting. We'll see if this survives the test of time because it was published in 1965, so it's been a little while and I'm excited to finally get to it. I've been trying to read more classic sci-fi, clearly, and this one has been on my list for a while. I have never read this, never watched. I think there's a movie, maybe? I don't even know, see? Hopefully it's good. I'm really hoping that one's gonna be good. I feel like a lot of you were waiting for that to happen. So in May, we're reading Dune together. As for the other books that I'm planning on reading, one of them being something I didn't have time to complete in April. Oh, it's happening. Oh, is it so happening? God's Grave by J. Christophe. I loved, and I mean loved, Nevernight, which is the first book in this trilogy. The last book is coming out at the end of the year, I think like September. So yes, I'm finishing this beginning of May for sure. I just really was surprised by how good this fantasy book was. It's an adult fantasy. The first book, basically the premise is that a young girl family is killed and she wants to get her revenge, so she goes to an assassin school and she learns how to fight some magic, poisons, you get it, it's great. So book 2. Speaking of book 2, actually, I want to read also Dragon Republic because it's coming out this month in the UK. Second book after Poppy War. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. I did really enjoy that one too. It's an adult fantasy that is inspired by Asia. There's an interesting magic system. There's also a school setting for the beginning of the first book and just epic war. Trigger warning for like absolutely everything you can think of because it is dark, but I really enjoyed it and wanted to continue. But at the same time, it's just a way to announce that it is coming out in the UK. So if you want to get it as soon as possible, you can pre-order it or order it on Book Depository. It's coming out in the US in August, I think? Yeah, August 6th. So you can wait if you want to, but yeah, just telling you, you can get it 4 months in advance. Oh, what I'm super excited about is Children of Ruin by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I have book 1 right here. Again, I've pre-ordered that one, so I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get my hands on it before the end of the month. It's coming out May 14th. And if you remember, this made it to one of my best of 2018. And it's basically hard sci-fi with giant intelligent spiders. And it's freaking good, but a little terrifying at the same time, you know, so many legs. But I was really shocked by how much I ended up enjoying it. So I didn't even know actually there was a second book until, you know, a few months ago. And it finished really nicely. So I'm kind of like a little nervous. Is it gonna be good, the second book? Or like maybe it should have stayed a standalone? We're gonna find that out. I'm really excited about it. Kings of the Wild. I have been wanting to read this. It's been recommended to me quite a bit as an adult fantasy with no romance, and apparently it's really funny too. It's a group of like older mercenaries and one of their daughters is being kidnapped or something and they're going to go and help her type of thing. Apparently it's really good. I want to know. Book 2 is already out and book 3 might be coming out. Is it this year or next year? So, I mean, I'm excited. I have a second book if I do enjoy it. I have a few books on my phone, so I'll put the pictures on the screen. I have Fundryside, which is another fantasy, an adult fantasy, and apparently it's amazing. I feel like every single time someone reads it, they're like, oh my god, everyone needs to read it, and I want to know. And I believe it's a duology, And the other one is coming out, actually let me confirm this because why am I even right? It's coming out in 2020, so I want to just catch up and be ready for book 2 when it comes out if I do enjoy it. But I mean, fantasy, magic, I'm all for it. And actually, I'm realizing that there's another book by him that I put in my top 19 books that I want to read in 2019, which is City of Stairs, which I feel like I probably should start reading this probably this summer, but just saying. I have a few audiobooks that I'm currently in the middle of, so I'm hoping to finish them this month, including Two Can Keep a Secret, which is a murder mystery in a little town. It's a YA one. I did enjoy book 1, but they don't seem to be related, at least not so far. And so far it's been okay. I've been listening to it as an audiobook, and one main character's name is Ellery, and I hate celery, and I've been calling it Hellery. And every time they say Ellery, I'm like, which is not relevant at all, but I just thought I would share this. I've been listening to Lifelike by J. Kristoff, which is a YA sci-fi where there are humans, there are like robots, and then there are lifelike, which are kind of in between. And I'm too early really to have much of an opinion, to be honest, but it looks like there might be some romance in there and I'm not really feeling it. So far it's okay. I'm not loving it, but I'm not hating it. I also have Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, which I'm not sure I'm gonna have time to like actually listen to it all before it is returned to my library. I do have the physical copy, but it was recommended to me to get it if I could at my library, so I'm hoping I'm gonna have time to actually finish the other one and start this one. And all I know, it's about like a angel and a demon, and apparently it's supposed to be really funny, like there's the Antichrist and all that stuff. So if I have time, I will go through it. Otherwise, I will have to go back on the waiting list, and then in like 50 million months, I will be able to actually read it. The movie is coming out later this year, I believe, so that's kind of why I've been wanting to read it. There are a few other books that I'm on the waiting list for, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get my hands on them before the end of the month. But just in case, I have All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, which is a historical fiction about World War II. And it was also in my, is it in my Goodreads challenge or in my top 19 books I wanted to read in 2019? It's in one of my reading challenges basically, and I feel like it's been everywhere. Everyone has been talking about it. I do have the physical copy, but I've been putting myself on the list too because people were saying that the audiobook was good for it. So I'm hoping it's gonna help because apparently the writing is very lyrical, so listening to it might be easier for me to go through it. And I think it's gonna be it, and the rest will go to June. I was trying to finish this video fast before my memory card got full and failed. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if you have read any of these books, what you thought about them. Should I hurry up and make them a priority? Are you planning on reading with me, dude? Don't forget to subscribe because you definitely don't want to miss any future videos, and I will be putting some on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.